On behalf of small businesses from Wisconsin, Texas, and now Florida, the Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty is suing the Biden administration over its new Minority Business Development Agency, which is the first federal agency devoted to helping Americans of some races, but not other races. Joe Biden calls himself the unity leader, does he? Let's bring in Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty attorney Daniel Lennington and the plaintiff suing the Biden administration, Matthew Piper. Matthew, just tell us your business. You're obviously, I assume you're a white person, and you were denied any assistance because you weren't a minority. About right?
That's right, exactly. I have a small business, and I became aware of this agency that helps small businesses, but I went to their website, and in very short order, I was able to see right on their front page that I wasn't a person that was going to qualify for any of the services available via this agency.
Attorney Daniel Lennington, is this, I guess you're challenging the legality of it. Tell us what the basis of the challenge is.
Yes, this is our 8th lawsuit now against the Biden administration, and this is one of our major lawsuits against Biden's so-called equity agenda, where he believes that only certain races should get help. And he passed this, this was part of the Infrastructure Act, passed in 2021, and as you said, it sets up the first agency ever devoted to helping some races, but not all races. And our Constitution guarantees equal protection of the laws, and that means that every American, regardless of their race, should have the same access to the benefits that the government provides, regardless of their race. And this new agency, as far as we can tell, it's the first time it's ever happened that the government has become such a blatant discriminator against all sorts of businesses at a time when we need to help all businesses and help all small business owners. This discrimination is unconstitutional, and we're challenging it in federal court.
Yeah, and Matthew Piper, the Piper Architects, I say, the money that is being given to these recipients, I'm sure it's not just coming from the minority races that they're being given to. It's coming from everyone, including people who look like you, me, and Daniel.
That's exactly right. I'm paying into these funds. I'm not just being told, to go sit in the back of the bus. I'm being told I can't even get on this bus that I'm helping to pay for.
And Daniel, we talk a lot about this on this show, the difference between equality of opportunity and equity of outcome. And it seems like the Biden administration is more concerned with the equity of outcome. In other words, they're going to give all of it to a certain group and not to others, whereas providing the equal opportunity to qualify for these loans or an assistance for everyone.
Yeah, this is what I would call make-up discrimination. What they have seen in history is that there was a discrimination in the past, which was wrong and has been addressed and should be addressed and continue to be addressed. But what they have determined is that because of racial disparities, we need to provide assistance to one group and not other groups in the name of equity, so that we all end up at the same place, as Vice President Kamala Harris likes to say.
That's called equity of outcome rather than equality of opportunity. Dan, before I just have about a half a minute or so, tell me, is it only white people excluded from this, or are there other races that are excluded from accessing this?
No, there's many other races. The Biden administration believes that if your ancestors come from North Africa, for example, Egypt, or if your ancestors come from the Middle East or from Turkey, you're also white and you're excluded. Also, people from North Asia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Russia, those people are also excluded from the program. So it's really irrational how they have decided to draw their lines, and it's some minorities are
in. So very quickly, I just got to do this. Hispanics, are they excluded or included?
Well, a Hispanic is someone who's a Spanish-speaking person, and there are people from Brazil who are not Hispanic, and so the Biden administration can't even draw the line between a Hispanic.
And I'll tell you why I asked that, because I know the census includes Hispanics as white. The census, the U.S. Census does, so they really got it messed up there. Matthew Piper, Daniel Lennington, thank you both for your time.